Hey, hi, how's it going? Shappysway. I'm sure if you're here, then you've probably already heard of him. But if you haven't, just to catch you up, basically, he's an animator, and his content consists of, well, porn, and more specifically, child porn. And I don't mean this as like some kind of like, oh, it's, it's slightly sexual. Like, no, it's, I mean, he has an animation of a kid his dad. And like, I mean, obviously it doesn't show this because, I mean, it wouldn't be on YouTube, but it's very obvious that that's what's happening. So yeah, not a great guy. And because of that, I made a video about him about a week or two ago where I, just said that. Like, he's a bad person. Actually, I said that I thought he deserved jail time for the shit he was making, and I stand by that. It's that bad. But anyways, after I posted that, I genuinely never wanted to talk about this again. Like, he disgusts me. He genuinely disgusts me. I never wanted to watch him again. But the topic absolutely blew up. Like, everybody in the commentary space were just immediately jumping on this shit. And while I totally could have jumped back on it, it just kind of seemed like everything that needed to be said was said. Like it all got covered by everybody. As far as I was concerned, we had Shappy dead to rights. Everyone knew just how much of a disgusting, stinky little shit this guy is. But right as I thought that the topic was gonna just be put to rest, he decided to not only respond, but double down and just get 100 times worse. So basically, after my video and like 4 other people's videos, he responded in a community post by saying, in case it was not clear enough, here is ChatGPT telling you the same that we have been saying for years, plus the screenshots as us actually tagging our content as not for kids. Now, this first image he posts is ChatGPT explaining how Shappysway is in fact primarily for adults. Which, like, before I even start to read this shit, no, it's fucking not. It's not. Just look at the video playing right now in the background. That is so very clearly made for kids. This is to get views from kids. That is the dumbest cope I have ever seen. Look at this. Look at the art style. Look at, like, bro, this is for kids. And ChatGPT doesn't even really defend you here. So look, it says why it's considered adult content. Themes. The animations dive into mature, emotional, or dark topics. Which, like, yeah, I mean, it's not wrong. These animations are definitely about mature topics. But it doesn't matter when you draw it like this. You can make 9/11 look like it's for kids if you draw it with a pack of crayons. Like, this just proves nothing. It proves nothing. The next point it has is tone. While some videos are uplifting or humorous, others can be unsettling or intense. Which, like, that is just a nothing burger. Who cares? Why even point this out? It still looks like this. Your animations still look like this. They're still very much for kids. And also, I just kind of think that this point in its entirety is wrong. Like, this is not correct at all. Because here's the thing, if your animations had a super mature tone to them the entire time, then I would 100% agree that the tone makes kids not want to watch it. I would. If it was mature the entire time, I would 100% agree. But that is not what happens. Actually, most of your animations are insanely childish up until the point where it's not. Like, up until the point where it's just insanely it does seem like a child animation. But then, again, it just gets extremely sexual. Like, take this pumpkin video, for instance. Did that seem like a mature theme all the way through? No, not at all, actually. Up until the guy fucked the pumpkin, it seemed, again, like a very wholesome video. So no, Shappy, the tone of your videos does not lead away children and draw in adults. It very much draws in children, then shows them shit that they should not see. And here's the thing, Shappy knows that. Shappy knows that their videos are aimed towards kids. So as a last-ditch effort to try to, like, cope with that, they try to push away the allegations and be like, no, guys, look at this. He included this image where he set the audience on his video to not made for kids. Now, this is probably the dumbest point I have ever seen in my entire life. And if you have even a single brain cell and know shit about YouTube, you know why this is dumb. But for the people who don't know really anything about YouTube, I'll just go in and explain this. Whenever you're posting a video, you are required to mark your video as either made for kids or not made for kids. It's a requirement, and basically what that does is if you press made for kids, that means your video is specifically made for kids. Like, you don't want adults watching it, it's for kids. So YouTube will do more checks on your video to see if it's safe for YouTube kids, right? Like, that platform is a lot more strict than YouTube, so it just doubles down and really checks. Now, if it's denied and you're not posted on YouTube Kids, it still shows on YouTube. They just need you to mark that you want it on YouTube Kids before they even think about putting it there. But if you press not made for kids, all that says is that your video is not made specifically for kids. It doesn't say that it's made specifically for adults. It just says not kids. So kids can still see it. It's just not going to be on YouTube Kids, right? So that does not do anything. That does not keep your video away from kids. It just takes it off of the kids platform. Shappy, this means nothing. Every single video on my channel is marked as not made for kids. I promise you, kids still watch my videos. And Shappy knows this. Like, he knows that that's not how it works. But he also knows how misleading it is. So he's just like posting it here as some like flimsy shield. So I responded to it and I said, there's a button for that, Shappy. Just press this content is made for adults. It's extremely easy. And that's true. There is a button for that. If you make a video like Shappy's that you don't want any kids watching because it has sexual content, you can go to your video, click on age restriction, and press yes, restrict my video to viewers over 18. Now what that does, if it's not obvious enough, it just age restricts your video so that only people above the age of 18 can watch it. What Shappy does not do. I can say this with 100% confidence that none of his videos are age restricted. And it's not like this is some kind of hidden YouTube technique. It's not like you have to know what you're doing to age restrict your shit. Actually, this button is directly below the one that he showed as like armor. It's literally right there. I mean, the next tab is the tab that he needs to click. He's doing it on purpose. And I know that. I knew that back then. So this comment was literally just me fishing for a response, which of course, you know, hook, line, and sinker, got that little bitch right on the bait. He responds with, we do so already. No, Shappy, you do not do so already. And again, you know that. Should you do so? Yeah, you should, but you don't, because you know your target audience is kids. You are purposefully showing this to kids because you know that kids are the most likely people to watch this kind of stuff. This is a 100% greed-ridden choice, and you know that. You know that you're not doing enough to keep kids away from your page, and if me just saying that isn't enough for you to believe me, Shappy literally proved it. He proved my point by trying to cope in his community posts. Look, right here, you can see in the back of this post a notification that says age restriction removed, which means that one of Shappy's videos got reported for, you know, being sexual, and so it got age restricted. Which, I mean, that's a good thing, right, Shappy? Right? I mean, your videos are made for people 18 plus, so surely you'd be relieved that you're not showing kids this. I mean, maybe this one just slipped through the cracks. You accidentally didn't age restrict it on your own, but thank God someone else found it, right? Well, no, because you appealed it. And somehow won that appeal. You know, not really too sure how that happened, but again, Shappy, I mean, it is beyond obvious you want kids to watch your content. And if it's not clear by just, well, your content, it is sure as clear as day when you see this. Like, you are actively fighting to keep your child audience on your videos. You are not restricting your videos. That's a blatant lie. And it's a blatant lie that you use all the time. It's a blatant lie that you continue to cope about. Look, next community post. I'm not going to read all this because it's fucking stupid, but if you look right here, we're marked 18 plus for a reason. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. It's just a lie. Next one, it says, this channel and the links in it are strictly for grown-ups. If you're not old enough to legally complain about back pain, it's time to bounce. Adults only, no exceptions, no babysitting. Shappy, there's a fucking button for that. There's no need for a community post, bro. I just showed you. There's a button for that. If there's no babysitting, why are you actively fighting to keep the kids around? Just age restrict your shit. I mean, it would cure all of your problems. Because listen, bro, like I said earlier, I was the first person to ever talk about you. The only reason everyone else is on your shit and you're just getting a ton of backlash is because of me. You are irrelevant as fuck. If I never said anything, no one would have. And bro, I'm telling you right now, if I went to your channel and saw your videos as marked as 18 plus, I would not have talked about you. I wouldn't have. I would have just left Because sure, you're making freak shit, but at least it's not targeted towards kids. You could have saved yourself all of this shit, but instead, you decided to be a predatory little loser. And now that the shitstorm is coming, you're coping. You were in your community post hoping. Like, bro, you knew what you were doing. Okay, you chose to target kids. You made your bed. Now lie in it or fix it. Again, you could always just go back and press age restrict my content on everything. You definitely could. I mean, you're still going to always be a predator in my eyes, but at least you're not doing it blatantly on purpose anymore, But no, instead, you decide to start beef that you will literally never win for, I don't know, some chance at clout? Like, this is f***ing stupid, dude. I mean, because you've started probably the most wild beef I have ever seen in my entire life with Rith, of all people. So as you can see here, right, he just posted this a few hours ago. He said, well, now I see why you are so good at making this stuff up, Rith. Seems you have a wide experience misleading people. People forget over the years, especially when you got some numbers now, and then we're still tagged as required, still coping that they're 18 plus. Now listen, this is not going to be me defending Rith. Like, trust me, he's got that. He's got that taken care of. Matter of fact, as we speak, I am muted in a call with Rith, and he is actively on this shit. So I don't need to help, bro, okay? He's fine. He's definitely doing fine. But what I would like to point out here is how you say making stuff up. Now, I don't know what specifically you're talking about, but I'd assume it's the point of like you targeting your content towards kids. And bro, none of that shit is made up. I mean, whether you think so or not, we're not like after you. We're not making things up because we hate you. We literally just watched your content and talked about what we saw. We're not inventing shit. We're just pointing out facts. It is a fact that your content is aimed towards kids. It is a fact that the characters you use are kids. As shown in this video, like it's clear to me that you know how to draw adults. That guy, definitely an adult. You can't say that these are adults. I mean, there's a night and day difference. These are kids, and these are the characters you have doing the sexual shit. I mean, that's a fact. That is a 100% fact. You are making child porn, okay? It's a fact that you are not doing your due diligence to make sure children aren't watching your videos. Like I said, it's easy. All right, there's a button for that. You're just not pressing it because you're a sick fuck that wants kids to watch this. I mean, there's no making shit up. Nobody's here making shit up or pointing out facts. And if you want to talk about making shit up, directly after this post, you insinuate that Rith is a pedophile? I mean, like, look at this post. This is absolute nonsense. He says, wow, so you're basically monetizing on our content without even setting the not for kids restriction like we do, and literally showing kids under the age of 13 videos that we tag PG-13. Nice one, Rith. Which, we've already been over this. You do not age restrict your videos. You just don't do that. You're claiming you do, but you literally don't. And if you're talking about the audience thing from earlier, which again, just that still shows kids your content. It just says that it's not made directly for them. Like, I mean, if that's what you're talking about, he literally does set that. Everyone does that. I set that. He literally does. So what the fuck is even your point? Who knows? Anyways, he then says, we want to address the recent behavior of YouTuber Rith and provide some important context. First, he is monetizing and repeatedly spamming our content to his audience, an audience that is clearly not adults, as anyone can see by reading the comments on his videos. This is incredibly irresponsible considering the themes and tone of our content, which is properly tagged as not for kids. We sincerely hope Rith is doing the same. If not, that's a serious problem. Again, bro, you're not. You're not doing that. You literally are not doing that. That is a 100% fact that you are not doing that. Like, I'm just starting to think that this guy's genuinely a dumbass. Bro, you're not age restricting your content. Actually, again, like I showed, you are actively fighting to unage restrict your content. Why in the fuck are you acting like you're forcing adults to watch this and keeping away the kids? You're literally not. You're not. You're not doing that at all. It's also worth pointing out that maybe he should take a look at his own content history. Several discussions have raised concerns about sexually suggestive thumbnails, content inappropriate for younger audiences, and even potential abuse of YouTube's copyright strike system. See for yourself. So he tags 3 different things, one of which being a Reddit post that says, and I quote, commentary channel Rith exposing children to explicit content. And on the thumbnail, it says hidden predator. Like, bro, again, I'm not here to just defend Rith. I promise you he's got that in the bag. I'm not even going to go into details about this. But what I will say is that for an animation channel that literally makes porn, like you do that, it's all over your Twitter, you make porn, and you make softcore porn on YouTube. For an animation channel to do that and then not set his videos to 18 plus, then point the finger at a guy who's calling him out because he makes slightly suggestive thumbnails and doesn't age restrict his content. Like, that is absolutely insane, bro. You're doing all of that and you're like, wait, but look at that guy. Look at his thumbnails. He's not, bro. You want to talk about hidden predators, brother? You're not even hidden. You are a blatant predator. You have a video that you made of a kid f***ing his dad. You have porn of your clearly child characters all over your Twitter. You are a blatant predator. There's no hidden predators. You are a very f***ing obvious predator. How are you going to make loose claims about the guy who's shitting on you when the same claims are not so loose about you? They're f***ing tight, dude. Those are tight claims. Like, you are a predator. There's no arguing it, Shappy. You are a predator. Like, why are we alleging that towards other people when your proof is this f***ing flimsy? It's flimsy as shit. It's some random video from some random ass dude about thumbnails. Bro, your content is porn. Like, it's so stupid, bro. It's stupid. And I, honest to God, think you should be banned. I mean, like, at this point, it's a f***ing given. You are posting porn. You're posting kids having sex. And now you're calling someone else a predator. Crazy claims about some other dude because he hurt your feelings. And not to mention the blatant lies you're throwing around. I mean, acting as if you're some kind of extremely moral guy that would never show kids this content. Like, the amount of times that you've claimed you have your content age restricted when you literally don't and are actively fighting to get it unage restricted is so bizarre to me. Like, look at this response he put under one of Risk's comments. He says, all right, keep it up until it lasts. Guess it's profitable for you to make this content, even though we're still tagged not for kids. Enjoy it until it lasts. Definitely paying some bills with this, but please remember to tag your review as not for kids, or you will really be doing what we don't do, showing this to the wrong audiences and boycotting our not for kids restriction. You don't want to make money out of kids' views by misleading them into watching. Shappy, and I'm just gonna make this as clear as possible. That, to a T, is what you're doing. You are not setting your content to only 18 plus. That is not a thing you do. You very much are misleading kids into watching sexual content, and you know that because, again, you are literally fighting to keep them around. And the reason you're doing that is because you know how curious kids are, and you know that it's profitable to have a kid audience. You know that. Okay. Now, I will admit, Rith is a bag chaser. He admits that himself. Okay. That's why he's here. But for you to misconstrue what he's doing as misleading kids when that is, to a T, what you do is f***ing stupid. Listen, man, I could go on and on about this genuine freak all I want, but at the end of the day, there's literally no reason. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to age restrict his content. He's just not doing it on purpose. Okay, it's not like that's some kind of eureka moment. It's not like me saying that is, oh my God, I didn't even know that was there. Like, he knows, you know? He's choosing to not do it entirely because he wants kids to watch his videos. He's nothing but a predator. Okay, that's what he is. And until YouTube realizes that and either A, age restricts his videos, or B, takes his pedophile ass off the platform, the coping is never gonna stop. I mean, we hear this type of shit all the time. They're like, oh, well, maybe kids should just not watch it. And well, my character is canonically 30, so it doesn't matter. Like, you know, the typical pedophile cope. We're gonna hear that forever. It's always going to happen. We're going to continue to hear that from Shappy. And honestly, if that's all he was going to do is just cope like that, I would just forget about it. Like, I would not be making this. But now he's going after us, you know, me and the other people who have talked about him, for just making the shit known. He's literally calling Rith a predator simply because he hurt his feelings. Like, yeah, I just don't f*** with that. Like, that, hey man, that's why I'm here. I don't f*** with that. I mean, Shappy, you can keep coping if you want to, but leave us out of it. At the end of the day, you are a predator. You are targeting kids, and you do deserve all of the hate. Like, it's 100% deserved. You're getting the hate because you're a pedophile. Either just live with it and keep being a pedophile and keep being hated, or fix it. But let's be for real. That's never gonna happen, okay? You're never gonna fix it. Shappy. You just like kids way too much. Anyways, that being said, sub to the channel, join the Discord. Thank you to my Sigma tier channel members: Elite Alien, Cube Sphere, Diggity Dog, GRV, Silverwolf, D-Clan Erskine, Twister, Sint, Curl, Bacteria Food, Galaxite, Joe Nugget, 666 Odeb, Poop Sock, and Sweater King. Alright, I'm going to bed.